Hey, mahal everyone. Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I am your host 40 and we are back with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, focusing again on the global version of Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be covering the next upcoming character event, which is going to be featuring Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII with the event titled called Balaam Whiplash. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Balaam Whiplash, Quistis makes her debut in Global DFFOO. With the yellow crystal as her affinity, her teacher instincts, and trusty whip, she will be disciplining enemies by delaying their actions, allowing the party more turns to act. Her character event will grant us access to her 5-star 35 CP Quistis' glasses in the armor token shop, as well as 2 free copies of it from this event. Statistically, Quistis excels in her Max Brave and Initial Brave. However, unfortunately, the rest of her stats are on the lower end. Vivi and Sarah will join her as synergy characters to combat the Tears Eye boss featured in this event. So let's go ahead and take a look at Quistis' abilities. Ability 1 is Mazer Whip. This is going to be a one-hit melee brave attack. It also inflicts action delay up for 2 turns on the enemy. So it's a brave shaving ability with that special debuff that Quistis has that inflicts action delay on the enemy, meaning that after the enemy acts using whatever abilities they have, they're not going to be able to act almost immediately or right away in the turn bar. Her ability 2, which is arguably her anticipated and better ability, is Degenerator Whip. So this is going to be a one-hit melee plus brave plus HP attack. It's going to be delaying the target by 1 turn. So Ishtola, you ain't the only one that's going to be able to do that now. So now we got Quistis, and the cool thing about hers is that it is a melee brave plus HP attack. So she also inflicts HP damage. And then she also has a brave attack plus. So this is going to be a one-hit melee brave attack with a low action delay. It can be used for 6 turns after using her Mazer Whip ability. However, she will require her 15 CP Chain Whip passive and a usage of Mazer Whip to have access to her brave attack plus. Taking a look at her crystal passive, so let's take a look at them. Mazer Whip power up, obviously you're gonna want that. Critical speed up, I don't really think she needs it. Same thing with break boost, I don't really think she needs it. Degenerator Whip attack up, it's gonna be increasing her attack up 1 turn after using it. I'd say yes, especially because you're gonna be using Degenerator Whip. Brave Danger attack up, so this one's interesting. It raises her attack when her brave is below initial brave. I'm a maybe on this one, I'm 50-50 on it. I don't like the CP cost, but because her attack stat is already low enough as it is naturally, she could essentially benefit from it. So if you have some CP you want to use and you want to equip this on her, you could. Mazer Whip charge, obviously you're going to want that. You always want more uses on your abilities. Debuff speed up, I don't really think she needs it, even though she's not necessarily the fastest character. She doesn't really need speed because she's going to be delaying the enemy anyways. And then Degenerator Whip power up, yes, you do want it. And then Instructor's Education, I actually kind of like this one. Raises the max brave for all of her allies for 2 turns after she inflicts a debuff. So she's going to be inflicting that debuff of action delay up for 2 turns. So when she inflicts that, you're going to be raising your max brave for your allies for 2 turns. So very nice level 50 CP crystal passive. Her artifact passive that she has available to her, should you wish to farm up her artifacts, is debuff, guard up, 1-star, 2-star, defense up either by 5 or 10% while the enemy's debuffed, break boost 1-star, 2-star, max brave up 2% or 5% for 1 turn after breaking an enemy, and then the power-ups to her abilities, Mazer Whip power-up and Degenerator Whip power-up. Now, what are the ones that you want to farm? You want more attack on her because she is essentially she's essentially a brave shaver aside from being a turn delay debuffer. So you're going to want more attack on her. That way she can at least deal a considerable amount of brave damage. You want some max brave on her because Degenerator Whip is a brave plus HP attack. So then that way she can deal more HP damage. And then afterwards, either Mazer Whip power up 2-star or Degenerator Whip power up 2-star is going to be the other artifacts that you want to put on her for sure. Taking a look at the banner. So again, this is going to be a triple 35 CP banner. This is going to be featuring 3 new weapons. The first one being the 5-star 35 CP Red Scorpion. So this is going to be increasing Degenerator Whip's damage output, and the delay is now going to be at 3 turns instead of 1. So that is amazing. And it's also going to be increasing the max usage on that ability +1. And she's also going to be inflicting a small speed down for 3 turns on the enemy. So incredible. She's definitely the turn delay queen. She's also going to be getting her 5-star 15 CP Chain Whip. This is going to be increasing Mazer Whip's damage output and lowering the action delay of that ability. It's also going to be giving Quistis a self buff to small attack up for 6 turns to herself, and it turns her Brave Attack again to Brave Attack Plus for 6 turns like we mentioned earlier. The other 35 CP weapon, which is brand new, is going to be Vivi's Cypress Pile. So all of you Vivi fans, finally, here we go. It's going to be lowering Focus's action delay. It's also going to be increasing the potency of that attack up and max Brave up that Vivi will be giving to himself now, and it's going to be extending that duration, and it's also going to be raising his Brave based on his attack. So very nice for Vivi. He definitely needed it. And then the repeated weapons are on this banner are going to be the 5-star 15 CP Oak Staff for Vivi, 5-star 15 CP Star Seeker for Sarah, and 5-star 35 CP Amazon Bow for Sarah. So for you Sarah fans, if you missed out on the chance to get her 15 or 35 CP, here's your chance again. So what are my thoughts on this banner? Should you pull? I'm actually going to say yes. Turn delay is extremely powerful when we first get this in global. Later on, when level 60 Awakening comes out, Quistis will fall a little bit as the meta or the characters that you're going to start seeing to be used start to change. However, currently right now in JP, Quistis not too long ago got her Lost Chapters, which means she got her level 60 Awakening and her EX, and she is arguably one of the best support characters and also one of the better characters to be using right now in the JP version of the game. So she's definitely a future investment. I feel like she's going to be really good too, even at level 50 when we first get her in global. So definitely a pull on. And then if you're a fan of Vivi and Sarah, and I actually think Sarah's pretty good. I've been using Sarah for the current event, for the Maria event. She does fairly well. If you like those two characters, definitely a pull. So definitely I would at least try to do 1 or 2 multis for this banner, as it is a pretty good investment banner. So the boss we're going to be fighting for this is the Tears Eye boss. It's going to be another eyeball boss. Didn't we just see that already in the Maria event? So these Abrams or flying eyeballs are going to be weak to fire, earth, and wind. They're going to be resistant to water. Their chase HP value is at 40. You're going to be fighting 2 of them right off the bat from the level 50 stage. They're going to be utilizing water-based attacks. They buff themselves using Shining Tears and Magic Deluge. And then what you really want to watch out for is they inflict speed down to their enemies, and they also increase their turn rate to themselves with their AoE water attack called Big Wave. So this is why Quistis definitely stops this, because she's going to be delaying their turn. So that's something to watch out for as far as these bosses. The EX definitely is probably going to be a little bit frustrating. I don't think it's going to be as hard as the Maria one, but just watch out because you are going to be fighting 2 of them again. So some tips to prepare: farm up those yellow crystals, because Quistis is a yellow crystal affinity to unlock as many passives for her. If you have the characters built up, utilize the synergy ones, which is Vivi and Sarah. And then characters such as Shantoto, Ishtola, Steiner, Vincent, Prish, Vaughn, Papalimo, and Sabin have elements that the boss is weak to. For summon of choice, for single play, I'm gonna give it to Ifrit, because you want that attack blessing and the boss is weak to fire. And then for co-op, Ifrit, Chocobo Sylph, or the new brother summon work very well for this, as the boss is also weak to earth. Alright guys, you know how I like to do these character prep events. Let's go ahead and take a look at some live gameplay from my JP account for the Quistis event to give you guys a live visual. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright guys, here we are with some gameplay from my JP account for the upcoming Quistis event that we're going to be seeing in Global. I'm going to be taking the Synergy Party. Obviously, I'm going to be taking Ifrit, as the boss is weak to fire, and I do like that attack boost that we get from the Blessing. I'm going to be taking a Lightning Friend that I'm probably not going to be using, and as you can see right here, I didn't really build up these 3 characters, although I do have Quistis' EX weapon on her, as well as the passives from her 15 and 35 CP weapon, because I did pull them. So you'll get to see that in action. I will be using the EX on the boss, just as a little treat for you guys, but here we go! Let's go ahead and tackle this event. Alright. And we get to hear that FF8 music goodness from the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack. Okay. Poison's always annoying, but shouldn't be too difficult for these mobs here. and then we're going to be coming up on a mid-boss. Now, because this is the Lost Chapters version of the event, it may not even be a behemoth, maybe something else, but we'll see. But for this one, it's a behemoth. Probably one of the most straightforward boss types in the game currently. So I'm gonna save Quistis' abilities definitely for the actual boss fight. Especially her Degenerator Whip, which is really good for that turn delay. One more wave of mobs here, and then we're gonna get to see the Tears Eye boss. Alright, here we go! So this is going to be the boss. It's another pair of eyeballs on wings. So kind of interesting that we're going to be getting another eyeball boss, but it's what it is. So let's go ahead and I'm going to debuff them with Sarah. Let's go ahead and use fire on that one. And now let's go ahead and see that action delay that Quistis is famous for. So I'm targeting A. Let's go ahead and use Degenerator Whip, and I do have the passive from her 35 CP. Yoink! Boom! And it pushes that enemy's turn order all the way back. So that's pretty crazy. I really enjoy that turn delay. I really feel like it's gonna definitely help out with the current harder content that we have in Global. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a Mazer Whip on this boss. Or this eyeball. Okay, let us... I'm gonna debuff B here. And then we're gonna deal some more damage here. Let's focus. And now we're gonna take a little... Actually, let's do this. Let's summon, and then we're gonna go ahead and use her EX now. So this is something that we have yet to see in Global for Quistis later on, but let's just go ahead and see her EX. So it has a Brave Overflow mechanic, like a majority of the cast now in JP. Okay, and let's go ahead and we're just gonna turn delay some more here. Okay, so where is this guy? So we can't even see his turn because it's so far back. We get to see the EX again. And Quistis will probably finish it off here. Yep! She finished it off with that enormous HP attack. So guys, that is going to be the live gameplay for the upcoming Quistis event that is going to be hitting Global soon. Hopefully you guys are excited for her release. I surely am, especially with her mechanics of being that turn delay queen. I will be releasing my video on Quistis called Good or Not Good for that series, so that should be coming out after this video. But yeah, anyways, guys, stay excited. I'm certainly excited for what's going to be coming out for Global, especially for the upcoming character pool that we should be seeing soon, too. Once again, I am 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Stay tuned for the next video, and mahal, everyone.